Right, we're on Embalse de Chira here in Gran Canaria, and I thought I'd do a quick 2-minute Tuesday on how to kind of go about or approaching fishing on a sort of day ticket excursion style trip. So if you're like me and you've come away with your family for a 2-week holiday, a lot of different countries have companies that run day trips to different lakes for fishing for carp. This one in particular, as I say, is Lake Chira in Gran Canaria, and I've fished here since the 90s, 91 actually to be precise. And back in the day, we didn't have those sort of day trip excursion jobbies. It was a drive and survive, and that's what you had to do. You had to bring all your equipment with you. But if you can get somebody who is running day ticket sort of trips to these venues, and they have all the gear, all the bait, all the bits and pieces that you need. You're picked up at your hotel, you're dropped to the lake, you're put into the spots where the fish are going to be, and they help guide you through the day. They feed you, they water you, and then they bring you back home to your hotel in the evening. You can't get better than that. And the best trip here, or the best people for running these trips in Gran Canaria, are a guy called Dave Beecham and his wife Alison, and the actual company is called carpgrancanaria.com. So there's definitely a few things you need to remember when you're going on these trips. A, it's hot. It's probably about 30 degrees here up in the mountains. It sometimes can get really, really hot. I'm talking about 45 to 48 degrees. If they've got a thing called a Kalima going on, you're going to get really high temperatures. A couple of things you need. You need a baseball cap. You need sunglasses. Another thing to bring is plenty of water. It's something that you can sometimes overlook when you're coming up on a day session. You tend to forget what you actually need. Now the guys here do provide, as part of the service, a drink service. They're going to have drinks here, but I always bring some extra water for myself because it's so important to keep hydrated in these hot temperatures. Another really important thing, sun cream. High factor at that. This is factor 30. You could probably get away with 30 or 50, but you definitely need a very, very high factor. It's so important, again, to protect your skin from this heat. It's unrelenting. You know, when there is no cover, it's not like when you're down on the beach and get under an umbrella. If you're here fishing for 5 or 6 hours, you're 5 or 6 hours in the midday heat. And it's, as I said, it's unrelenting. So you need to make sure that you bring sunscreen. Another thing I brought with me is bait. For me, bait is confidence. That's why I brought along a kilo of the Big Fish Mix Krill and Cranberry Plus. I brought 2 tubs of pop-ups. Always remember, if you're traveling on a plane with bait, it needs to go into the cargo hold. You've got to be careful of weight restrictions. On a day trip like this, you're never going to use more than a kilo, so a kilo of bait is perfect. To save any hassle, because you're putting them into a suitcase, and let's face it, you know yourself, flavours on baits can have a habit of permeating through most bags and then kind of clinging to all the clothes. The one thing you don't want to do is to upset the family members, especially the wife, if you've tainted all the clothes with a smelly bait like BFM, Krill and Cranberry. So what I do is I put them into an airtight lunchbox and then wrap it with cellophane into the bag, and nothing's going to permeate out of that because it's an airtight box. Job done. As I said, the bait that they use on these trips can be used with full confidence. It's just that I have confidence in my own bait, and I also have confidence in my own rigs. Which brings me to my final point. I also brought with me my own hooks and rigs. Now again, the company here is providing all of this. I just have confidence in what I use, so I just throw it into the suitcase and off I go.